From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Right now on the MTN News, a city in crisis. For the first time ever, Billings water treatment plant had to be shut down, and the city's water supply is dwindling. Shoppers are now flooding stores in search of water, shelves completely empty.
We were at Sam's Club, we went to Costco. They were both said they were totally out of water.
This as the tragedy travels downriver. Another home is ripped into the Yellowstone, this time in Park City.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking when it finally went in the river, but we all knew it was going to go, you know.
And as the floodwaters recede, we're now turning our attention to recovery, how you can help all those who lost their homes. Well, good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Wednesday night. I'm Russ Riesinger. We begin this evening with an urgent call for Billings residents to conserve water after flooding on the Yellowstone River forced the city to shut down the water treatment plant. It's now operating again, but at a very low capacity. Now, this is video provided to us by the city of the water plant, how it looked after the river reached a record high level of over 16 feet. City officials say the level has to be 15 feet or below in order to operate effectively. Well, the situation has improved some. Just in the last few hours, the city is asking people not to water lawns in order to reduce demand and keep the plant operating at this low capacity. The water is still safe to drink, but the system only has enough water to supply the city for about a day or a day and a half if it has to be shut down again. Well, that news had many people rushing out to try and stock up on drinking water. Within an hour, there were long lines at grocery stores all over town, and most businesses quickly sold out of bottled water. Many stores even set limits on how much water residents could purchase.
We were at Sam's Club, we went to Costco. They were both said they were totally out of water.
This is the third place I've come to get water, and I went to the Albertsons on Reberg, and there was no parking spots.
The city is calling this flood a 500-year event. Fortunately, water levels are expected to drop over the next few days. Even after the river dips below 15 feet, the plant still has the task of cleaning filters to properly operate. Well, the dwindling water supply could have a major effect on restaurants and hotels in the Magic City. Some are already taking action to conserve. The Best Western Clock Tower Inn owner Steve Warlick says his workers will ask those staying at the hotel to take shorter showers, not let water run in the sink. Laundry will be put off until the situation changes, and the linen and towels will not be changed for people staying more than one day. Warlick also owns Stella's Kitchen and Bakery and says the most affected part of that business is washing dishes. Warlick expects customers will understand the situation and help.
It's an act of God for all intents and purposes. I think you'd be shocked at the number of people who've come together. Look at what's happening in Red Lodge and the communities that are significant floods, how people have come together and help out, whether or not it's in the sandbagging, delivering food or whatever. When there's a natural disaster, people seem to put everything aside and we all come together to make it work. And I think that's the same thing with the traveling public at this particular time.
Well, Warlick says hotels are equipped with water conservation plumbing, such as low-flow toilets, showers, and faucets. Over in Park City, a heartbreaking scene for one family tonight as their house was torn away by the treacherous floodwaters. That house was built by a veteran with his own hands nearly 40 years ago. Our Haley Monaco is on the Yellowstone River tonight after catching up with a homeowner earlier today. Haley?
Thanks, Russ. As the floodwater that we've seen rushing through Red Lodge, Absaroka, and Gardner is now at the Yellowstone River, as you can see, I am standing in water that is above a bridge, a walking bridge that used to be behind me. But for one man just downstream from here, his damage was much more catastrophic.
And when it fell, this thing started just popping and cracking. And
Mike Kinsey has poured blood, sweat, and tears into his dream home along the banks of the Yellowstone River. He built it by hand 40 years ago using a chainsaw and telephone poles.
you'd have had to have seen it when I got it all done. It turned out to be a 2-story log home that me and my wife and 3 boys lived in for a long time.
But what took this 74-year-old veteran years to build fell apart in a matter of seconds.
Right at 3 o'clock in the morning, it just sloughed off and the river just carried it away.
Kinsey has seen the Yellowstone River rise and fall throughout the years, and flooding has always been a concern, but he never expected his home would be ripped into the river.
We always were able to save it before, and not this time. Breaks my heart. Really does. I just don't even know what to think right now.
Kinsey returned Wednesday morning to see the full damage in the daylight and what was possibly left.
I was pretty sure this would be gone this morning. I'm kind of amazed that it's here.
Kinsey feels fortunate he was able to live along the river for as long as he did. Amazingly, in such a devastating situation, he was still able to find time to laugh.
Yeah, I've had flood insurance the whole time I've owned the house, but I've never had a claim. Obviously, I do now.
Kinsey was able to get most of his belongings out of his home while it was starting to crack last night. Back to you, Russ.
All right, Haley Monaco reporting live tonight. Thank you. And meteorologist Matthew Hidalgo joining us now. Those river levels at one point above 16 feet. Where are they now, and when will they start going down?
We're starting to see a little bit of improvement. Let's take a look at the latest data that came in. Just as of 4:45 p.m. today, we did see water levels drop just below 16 feet there. And the latest model that came in, shown in that red line there, that's what is supposed to happen to these water levels as we move into tomorrow. As it stands right now, around Thursday afternoon, we should see this water get below 15 feet. Hopefully this is true, and flooding is not the only issue at hand as we move through the day here. We are also seeing some gusty winds, especially in these shaded areas here. Could see gusts up to 60 miles per hour, affects down trees, power outages, even difficult travel. So folks, if you have to be out and about, just be careful. Try to stay away from those riverbanks. We'll have those full forecast details and what to expect coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Matt. The body recovered Monday night in the Yellowstone River in Lockwood has been identified now as Ershonda Noses Gun of Lame Deer. She'd been reported missing over the weekend. The medical examiner reports no signs of foul play, and preliminary evidence indicates she died from drowning. That cause will not be confirmed for several weeks, though. The sheriff's office is asking anyone with information regarding Noses Gun's recent activity to contact the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office. Floodwaters are beginning to recede in some areas hit early on by severe flooding. Today, Q2's Jackie Coffin took a tour of flood damage in Cook City and Silvergate up by the east entrance of Yellowstone National Park. The majority of the flooding happened on Sunday and Monday as Soda Butte Creek washed out bridges, roads, and forced evacuations from homes. As the waters have gone down, both towns are quickly trying to repair damage and hold on to their summer tourism seasons, which are normally heavily dependent on visitors to and from Yellowstone Park.
I've been a part of Cook City community since the early 80s and have survived through the 88 fires. I've survived through the mudslides on Beartooth. We've had some intermediate park closures, but have never experienced a full-fledged Yellowstone National Park closed.
Wilson and other business owners want to spread the word that Cook City is open and eager for visitors this summer. Also today, Montana Governor Greg Gianforte submitted a request to President Biden for an expedited presidential major disaster declaration due to the flooding. That push for a presidential disaster declaration was echoed by Senators Tester and Daines and Congressman Matt Rosendale. Up next on tonight's MTN 530 News here on Q2, we'll head outside to the Q2 parking lot as we team up with Family Service and Master Lube to raise money and supplies for Montana flood victims. We'll tell you how you can still be a part of the effort. And later, we'll take a trip to West Yellowstone as we check up on the latest from the flooding in that part of the state. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning is brought to you by